do you believe, in your humble opinion?
Mm-hmm.
Now, I'm not saying, oh, do you think churches should pay musicians because it's not a sin? Or musicians should play for free because if they're getting paid, it's a sin?
Okay. So first, I'll start with the second part. If
Yeah.
someone is being paid, it's not a sin for being paid. If they see in it as work that you're rendering. Mind you, for me to sit down, for instance, for me it's volunteering work, and I love it. I just love to do that. If today my church, for instance, decides to pay me, the happier I will be still. Like, yeah, thank you, I will receive that. Why? I put in a lot of work to just sit in. I see the
Game is
trickiness
work.
in what you are trying to say there, but yes, this is where now, for me, I involve God into what I do and what
Okay.
is my next move and all that, because not everybody is supposed to be everywhere just because they dream to be somewhere. We all have destinies, and God has got a destiny well set for each and every one of us. He reigns forever. He reigns forever. He reigns forever. He reigns forever. Our God is mighty, is strong, and He reigns forevermore. Our God is mighty, is strong, and He reigns forevermore. So that's a little bit of that.
Man,
Wow.
why'd you stop? Why'd you stop?
God is mighty,
I'm just getting into the mood.
He reigns forevermore. Now, okay. Well, it's quite a journey because, like in 20, I used to only write poems actually. So I was named after an uncle, a brother to my mother, who was doing music. He's a doctor and professor at university in Zambia. So I felt inspired to do like him. One day I went for to make my holidays at his place, and then I saw he took me to his studio. So we went there, and I saw him like, oh, maybe one day I'll do this and all that. So went back home, and that was it. I was just writing poems and all that. And then after some time, I went to Zimbabwe. That's where now my musical journey kind of began, where I began to get interested into music.
You do music and you love music, man.
So much.
There's one thing I wish I can take from you is your love to music. It looks like you eat music, you sleep music. It's like
That's amazing.
so. I just want to know, how do you balance between family and this music you have? How do you get to put this thing together so everything can balance?
Oh, that's a very good question. Thank you. So it's not simple to balance. However, it depends upon how you set up your your thing, how you want to run everything. So for me, music is not just something that I have passion for. It's also something that is a calling for me. Because originally I was doing medical studies and I had to inquire of the Lord or which way to take and all that. And that's when He introduced me to you need to focus more on this. That's why I'm too much into music. So how do I balance music and family? Well, that's why it's good to have a good partner.
What's going on, Opera DS4 Nation? We are back with another sensational podcast. For tonight, we have two great guests for you guys. And I cannot wait to go through it. But you guys already know the drill, man. We're going to jump right into it. And we do have some pretty spicy ones that you guys will definitely want to hear. But before that, let me introduce you guys to Major, right on my side there, my brother.
Yo,
you know what I'm
BK.
saying? But before that, hold on. Just give me a second, Major. I wanted to take it back a little bit. I just want to say, you guys, before even going anywhere, before I even point my guy, you guys go ahead and subscribe to this channel right now. You, the person who's tuning in, go ahead, subscribe. Let's grow the family, man. Let's grow the family. We continue to have a great guest out here, so let's keep doing the same thing. Tell your friends to subscribe. Reach out to another friend to subscribe. You know what I'm saying? This is where the show is at. This is where everything is going at, man. So,
Yep.
Major, talk to me. What's up? Give us the hot list of the week, man.
Thanks for asking them to subscribe.
I want to hear them for sure.
That's beautiful. So for this week is gonna be beautiful. Beautiful. There are so many things coming out. So AZ1 just released the song.
Beautiful music, man.
Very good song. It's I was listening to it today in a studio.
Yeah.
It's beautiful song. It's called Don't Let Me Go.
Yeah, it surprised me a little bit though. It surprised me a little bit because I thought it would be.
Let Me Go.
I confused it. The title. Like if people will not know, but the original title is "Don't Let Me Go." That's the original title.
Yeah.
But I was expecting it more fast, but the man just put me in a nice guitar mood, in a different kind of vibe. It made me go through the day. I was just vibing, but really beautiful the way they constructed everything.
Yeah.
So shout out to AZ, Bam.
Again, there is a hot song that is still on the map. Focus. So that song is requiring you to focus to stay sharp. Yeah, and the song is
Focus is available, man. All platforms.
Baraka.
You guys go ahead and check it out, man. You know what I'm saying? We've been doing a lot of great work on that one. We'll be working on the music video hopefully soon. So guys, stay tuned for that. I'm excited for.
Actually, we're gonna need a lot of people to come into that.
Oh,
music video.
100%.
We'll announce it
For sure.
Yeah.
If we can have people to just go on that song right there, that would be a blessing. So I'm shouting out everybody who wanna, DM me and see if you wanna be if you wanna be in one of the track. If you wanna get focused.
Of course.
DM me.
We're gonna have a hot topic tonight. So again, the song of the week.
Ooh wee. What's the drum roll there?
Yeah.
Oh, song of the week. Give us, man. What's up?
So the song of the week is called Hit or Miss.
Oh my God.
Just write down Hit or Miss.
That's a
It's
banger.
by Kyle.
I won't be getting mad about that. That's a banger. That's a really good song.
That song is really good, man.
Man, what a song.
Yeah.
Even the video is out. It's available on YouTube and all
It's
platforms. The video is out. It's
Everywhere.
popping. If you haven't checked it out yet, go check it out, man. By Kyle, obviously. I'm happy she's in the game now. This is what we always wanted
She's
from her.
definitely in the game. Man.
Yeah. Shout out to
And
Kyle
she's
for that.
terrifying people, right?
Oh man.
So again, the artist of the week,
Mm.
my beautiful sister, the one and only Miss Muhoza
Oh, that's a good one.
Goddess.
That's a really good one.
She is the artist.
You
of the
know,
week.
what's fun, because I was just listening to her songs yesterday.
Oh, yesterday.
Yeah, it's on Spotify.
She has a lot of things happening right now.
Yeah.
I don't even know where she is right now. Maybe I don't know if she's in Africa or
Goddess,
she's in Canada here.
wherever you are,
Wherever you are,
keep
just
killing
know,
in the game. We're
give it
throwing
up
out
to
there.
Miss Muhoza Goddess.
Let's go. Hot of the week. This week is just been hot, man. The hot list just kicking. Guys, if you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, go ahead and subscribe. There's a lot more talented musicians.
Of course, yeah.
One, we'll continue to promote as much as we can artists, especially in Vancouver. And if you are an artist, you are a leader, reach out to OC Music on Instagram, follow that page, DM, and then you'll be booked on the show, and we'll have a talk. Spicy Monday talk.
We'll sit down.
We'll sit down. We have been waiting for a long time for this guest, man, and we apologize for making you wait a little bit, but it's in the making. It's in the making. We have to make sure make people wait until the fire, and like you say, when the fire starts moving up, there's no way to put it down.
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, he's a gospel singer. He's an actor. He's a producer. He's a leader, a very educational leader, a smart one too.
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen,
Not it. He's a father.
he's a
You need
father
to say
of
that.
two.
You need to say that he's a father.
He's a father of
Yes,
two.
we need to encourage the fathers in our community.
Oh man, and
Yes.
I definitely look up this guy a lot, man. Every time I meet him, he's always word he have to bless me with, and I'm always carrying that with me. So I appreciate you, but we'll introduce him right now because people are probably gonna be saying this guy's talking too much. Let's get to the point. Ladies and gentlemen, Jean-Marie in the building. Jean-Marie, what's up, man?
What's up, Baraka?
How's it going? Welcome to the show, brother.
Thank you. Hi, Major. How are you doing?
Oh man.
he went direct to the point. Hi, Major. How you doing?
I want to just acknowledge everybody. Hi, Baraka. Hi,
Hello.
Major.
Yes.
And how is everything and all that? You guys have been killing the game and all that.
Oh,
So
man.
we've been watching and listening and like, yeah, we gotta sit in that seat. But I didn't know that it was gonna be this hot. So, it's a
what?
hot seat already.
You know what? It got hotter. It got hotter when I saw the guitar in the corner. I was like, do you got something for us? Is that your guitar?
This is my little baby
I
here.
think it's
so
gonna be the first one to bring a guitar. on the show,
I
man.
move with this one everywhere. I'm always ready. I'm always ready to.
So you're gonna
do
play a
something.
song right now with us?
I don't play songs. I worship.
Wow.
Hey,
Yes.
are you ready for this, Major?
I just like whatever it is in me loves to just glorify God and all that.
I love
so
that.
yeah, that's my basic. That's my foundation. So I
But
don't know
that's-
if this is the very first time you're gonna hear Jesus a lot more in this show, but with me you will hear a lot more of it. Any testimony or anything will point back to Him.
Oh, we need to
Yeah.
be blessed in any way, man. We need to be blessed. So, and just the way you carry yourself, I always want to tell you that just the way you carry yourself, you're just very humble. You know, you're a very humble guy. For the little time that I've known you, very humble, and I know for sure you're a gospel singer. Just from that, because I feel like God has really blessed you with that personality of yours. It's just really.
Yeah.
Well, I thank God. You know, it doesn't come easy. Sometimes we human beings. Sometimes we feel a certain way. We want to act a certain way. But when God is in you, He leads and you follow. You know, when you know how to listen to Him, to hear Him, He will guide your steps, and you will know how to listen. Be like, okay, in this moment, you just have. It's not a show that you put on. Like, okay, when I'm in front of people, then okay, let me now act this way. No, there is transformation of the heart. So when He does that in you, then that's your walk. So you are walking the talk. Yeah, that's how it is.
Well, I'm excited to see what you come up with today. I know they're excited now because
I think that it's gonna be the first time
What do you
we have
think,
somebody
Major?
on the show, and then they play for us and sing for us, brother. Bless us.
please can you it's all yours. We'll keep quiet. I will stop talking. You guys know
All
me.
right. Let's see what we can do here. Maybe this is okay.
There you go. There you go.
Okay. So this is not one of my songs, but any worship song will just be fine and all that.
Go for it.
Let's see. He reigns forever. He reigns forever. He reigns forever. He reigns forever. Our God is mighty, is strong, and He reigns forevermore. Our God is mighty, is strong, and He reigns forevermore. So that's a little bit of that.
Man, why'd you stop? Why'd you stop?
God is mighty,
I'm just getting into the mood.
He reigns forevermore.
Wow.
You know, I've actually never seen you. I hope you guys enjoy that, by the way.
I hope.
A sensational voice like this, you have to. I've never heard you sing live. I don't think I have.
No, because most of the settings where we met, maybe I was the MC. I was emceeing an event, or maybe I was just someone was invited as well at the event and all
Boy,
that. Yeah.
man, you got a beautiful voice, man. I hope
Praise
you
be
don't
to God. Thank
Very
you.
good singer, man.
It has come a long way.
Oh, okay.
It has really come a long way. I had to pay the dues for that.
No, I feel you in that. My
Yeah.
brother here, it goes tough for me when it comes to vocals and stuff. So I
Oh,
feel how it
yes.
is, you know.
Oh yes, I can testify to that because I remember the very first song that I ever released was with Major for sure, and that time I did not even know most of the musical terms and all that.
Right.
Sometimes you get inspired, but it's a field where it's like you're new and you got to learn a lot of things and all that.
Right.
I always remember when I worked with Major and it would be like, can you sing a little bit like this? And that would bring little bubbles popping up in my head. I'm like,
So you know
okay.
who this man
So
is.
yes, I have come a long way, and I used to sing a lot more in falsetto.
Yeah.
The voice is always high up there. It's like, man, where are you going? Are you wanting to fly with your voice, or so? Come a long way.
Beautiful, man. Well, thank you for this beautiful performance. we're definitely hoping we can hear more in the future.
Sure.
But welcome to the show once again, man. We have
Thank you.
obviously a lot to discuss. We know you're an actor, you're a father, you're a musician, you're a gospel singer. It's
Yes.
beautiful. But my tradition is always trying to get know somebody, and then they get know you in the camera as well. They get know
Yes.
who Jean-Marie is. So I'm
Definitely.
will head straight to just how you began your career of music of a musician and playing in church and so on.
Now, okay. Well, it's quite a journey because, like in 20, I used to only write poems actually. So I was named after an uncle, a brother to my mother, who was doing music. He's a doctor and professor at university in Zambia. So I felt inspired to do like him. One day I went for to make my holidays at his place, and then I saw he took me to his studio. So we went there, and I saw him like, oh, maybe one day I'll do this and all that. So went back home, and that was it. I was just writing poems and all that. And then after some time, I went to Zimbabwe. That's where now my musical journey kind of began, where I began to get interested into music and all that. But still then, I've always struggled to have people around me to help me kind of bring up the talent and all that. So just by myself, listening to others and watching and all that, that's how it came about. And then after 7 years in there, came over here already. I had now a pile of music written already and all that. So I now launched myself into, back home, we don't have all those resources. Some do have,
Yes.
however.
Spoke about that.
But some of us, we did not have those resources where you can easily just go on internet and get to maybe see YouTube and learn some of the stuff. I wish I knew that, there was YouTube around that time. Then I would learn a lot of stuff because I am self-taught for the most part of the things that I do. So when I came over here, got be part of a choir, worship and all that. I've been in different churches here and there and all that. But still, somehow, some people, some people sometimes the way they are set in life, there are somewhere they'll put you here and you have a whole team presented to you that will help you with the journey. And some of us, even when there are people, sometimes it's like God is like, I want to get the glory. So nobody will put a hand there, but I want you to work it up and all that. So that has been my case. And today I'm here.
Wow.
Yeah.
Originally, you were born in Congo.
I was born in Congo.
They should know.
Yes, as you can see.
Yeah,
so
this
is the map that Major was talking about. If you Google Congo, DR Congo, this is the map you get to see. So this is the Congo I come from.
Can you
Congo
precise DR Congo, not the Congo
yes,
that
it's
Congo
DR
Republic?
Congo because we have two. We have Congo Brazzaville and Congo Kinshasa. So this is Congo Kinshasa.
Well, man,
yes, proud to be one.
That's the talent that we have. Major, I want to go straight up to you because I know you. When you start sitting calm like that and your eyes start fading, I know there's something coming up.
I think we are blessed to have Jean-Marie in the house.
It's a privilege.
At least, just wanna announce to people that I've been inviting Jean-Marie for so long.
Oh man,
I don't even know what got into him to say today I'm coming, brother.
Oh wow, yeah. I was also very surprised when the guy in the back was saying, the guy in the back he announced. I was like, wow, we're having Jean-Marie on the show today. That's gonna be amazing.
Well, I think it's just it's all about timing on my part. Where I'm a father, I'm a husband, and I got to work with my schedules and all that. Yeah. So yeah. So that's which was playing most of the part. Yeah. And also the time when I wanted to come over, you traveled, and then you came back, and then I traveled, so stuff like that happened.
Time works out.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it does for sure. Yeah, so my first question.
Let's go. Where did it begin? Let it start.
Let's begin by there, right? You do music and you love music, man.
So much.
There's one thing I wish I can take from you is your love to music. It looks like you eat music, you sleep music. It's like
that's amazing.
So I just want to know, how do you balance between family and this music you have? Because if I can just be a bit short, ever since you got married, I've come to discover another type of person inside of you that I didn't expect. It's like I used to expect you just music. But when you got married and you started having a family, I feel like you have really a family person. Really. So now I want to know, how do you balance between these two things? Like where's the heaviness How do you get to put this thing together so everything can balance?
Oh, that's a very good question. Thank you. So it's not simple to balance. However,
Yeah.
it depends upon how you set up your what's this your thing, how you want to run everything. So for me, music is not just something that I have passion for. It's also something that is a calling for me.
Good.
Because originally I was doing medical studies and I had to inquire of the Lord or which way to take and all that. And that's when he introduced me to like, you need to focus more on this. That's why
Yeah.
I'm too much into music. So how do I balance music and family? Well, that's why it's good to have a good partner. She understands, my wife understands that there's a calling. In fact, she has the same calling as me. So
Okay.
we have that in common. She loves music, but I love it more and I am more invested. So you just have to know there is time for everything in this life. You can't just be focused on one. You have to make sure that everything is playing its role and everything is being ushered in its right moment. So when we got to serve, God comes first, and then I have my family. So for me, God comes first. He comes even before my wife, and God comes first before me in my wife's heart as well. So
Good.
we work like that, and
Is
we
that how you
manage to.
decide, or how she told you that?
Oh no, we know that we
Oh,
have
okay.
told each other,
We've told
and
each other.
she knows that. And she will.
We
I
gotta
know
be
she will be
clear, right?
watching. Yes.
You gotta
No.
be clear. You're not deciding
No,
on her behalf.
We know that we as Christians we got to have God first before just anything, before
Yeah.
marriage, before anybody, and all that. Yeah.
Before we go further, I want to
Uh-huh.
shout out to your wife, my beautiful sister-in-law. I know she loves me so much, and I love her so much. I really want to shout out to her, and I know right now she's at peace. We're listening to this. She knows. She knows
Amazing.
it's a cool conversation, but it's
Yeah.
gonna get hot at some point. So please,
Do not leave your
let's
seat.
move on.
Do not go away. Stay tuned because
Yes.
we will be bringing a lot more topics here.
Yeah.
That's really amazing. So you're carrying Congo on your heart today. We can see on your shirt, and I want to talk a little bit about your newest release, the song that you've just dropped, based on Congo. I watched the video,
Yes.
and we know how much, pain Congo has seen, for so many years. What's your message in that, and what is your goal for you releasing the song?
Yes.
Behind it.
And I must bring to awareness that that song was actually written since 2018. So it has been there, and that's when I did not even have like my musical skills were not even on point at all. So I was just seated. That's the time when I came about here in Canada, like just almost going to a year. And then I'm in here. I'm seeing everything here and all that. But what I see home and what I heard that was happening then, that just made me feel so much for everybody who's going through those tough moments and all that. So I began to sit on the piano and I began to write a song. That's how it came about. Recorded it, and then I just wanted to bring awareness, and also standing with the people of Congo. I am Congolese. I'm proudly Congolese, or let's say I am proud to be one who carries the Congolese blood in me. Even if today I'm to say, oh, okay, I am Canadian, but I come from somewhere. Everybody's got the
of
right
course,
to
100%.
claim their roots.
Yeah.
I'm not ashamed to be a Congolese. I am actually proud to be one to represent my country. So it was more about bringing awareness, because sometimes here, based upon exchanges that I've had with people that were born here and all that, sometimes people don't even know. We have certain things that are established in the West and the more developed countries, but how are they acquiring all those stuff? So sometimes it's like we got to give recognition to whoever deserves the credit, and bringing awareness, because people have been dying, been killed, because we can have iPhones, we can have a lot of different things that we have with technology and all that. So just awareness, and also telling my people I stand with you. Might be far. This is just me lending my voice to speak out. We've seen people talking about Ukraine, for instance, and all that. I hear marching and all that. So I'm like, well, what can I do? Let me use my talent and be one extra voice to the voices that are already shouting out there.
I mean, it's really beautiful, because we know, what Congo's been through, and a lot of countries in Africa, and not just Congo, but a lot of countries in Africa is going through a lot of crazy times.
We could even say in the world, because we have even in the Middle East and all that. Like most of the time, I don't even always like the way they depict Africa. Every time it's just like a war zone or hunger place and all that. Yet we have all these situations everywhere.
Yeah,
I like
yeah.
to bring to the limelight like that we are all going through some stuff. Even here in Canada, yes, there are situations where you present like this. It's like Congo is better than Canada in this area actually. Well, or people are doing better than here, but sometimes people always want to claim like, oh, we are superior than this. That's nonsense. I don't take that. Yeah.
I know many Canadians who are sitting home right now. They're wondering, can you give even one thing that you think Congo is better than Canada, so that maybe you can remove some confusion? Because they sit home and just like, how? What is that?
Yes. In Congo, if we are to talk about homelessness, this is only when we talk about war. But here they don't have war, but they have a lot of people are homeless. That's a huge difference.
Wow.
Imagine. So if they were to bring war here, for instance, then everybody will be homeless. That's a
All
huge
of us will
difference.
end up on the
right there.
streets, right?
All of us will end up in the street. So for me, just that alone. Because if in Africa, usually when you talk about poverty, that means there is someone who is a pawn of other people so that they can get whatever they want. It's different. So it's a little bit of that. Of course, just to clarify, I'm more of a gospel artist. For me, my heart is more gospel-y. However, this is something that is happening in Congo. So that's why I dedicated this song to Congo. I'm actually speaking to God in the song and speaking to Congolese, where I'm asking God, like, what should we do so that we can enjoy the beautiful country that we have? We have a lot of resources, but we are not enjoying. We have a lot of things. And then I'm asking Congolese, like, wherever you are, raise up. We need to unite and we need to speak out. We need to speak out and we need to stand and be proud of.
Do you think Congo is doing enough to make their voice heard and make a change in the country?
Well, I think what I've noticed for the past few months, I'm just happy that everybody, whenever they get an opportunity, they do something to raise that awareness. It might not be enough as such, because when we get, I'm not more of a political guy, but I have understanding of politics and all that. And if we have people that are really firm in leadership, they would put an end to it real quick, because if they take drastic measures as well and stomp their foot on the ground and say enough is enough, enough is enough. Sometimes we can do what we can to make noise, to bring awareness, because sometimes when people are doing things, when you're not reacting at all, they're like, oh, so they know, but they're not saying anything. Let's continue.
Exactly.
But when you begin to say, no, 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 even if it's just a small, they will be like, okay, let's revise how we can go about this. Or maybe let's take it, let's stop, or let's go slowly. And that can also be a breath of relief, even when they say, let's go slowly. It's a break. Of course, we don't want a break. We want everything to just stop. But,
How would you say to a president, somebody like Emmanuel Macron, a president of France, who tell, because you're talking about how we can make noise here, and then at least even though they're not gonna react that quick, but at least they heard,
They are.
they heard that. But in the other side, you will get people like the president of France who says, "Oh, that's you guys should sort out this problem." And he said that in Congo. He was in Congo. He said it in front of the president. He said, like, but that's not our problem. That's your problem.
yes.
Now, how would you say to that person, is it that we have people who are not responsible enough in power to tackle those issues? Or it's still, because when we talk about the guys who could decide about this, you cannot take Emmanuel Macron out of this thing, right?
Yeah.
He's one of those people. We need to be honest here.
Yeah.
So how would you say to that, like, when somebody who you think is responsible tells you, like, oh, no, you guys are responsible for this?
Okay, it's just very unfortunate, first of all, of our leaders, because they are playing a role. Like, politics are a dirty game, as we already know.
Yeah.
Some of the things are done just for the facade, like, okay, let's do this for this and all that.
Okay.
But then let Macron be courageous enough to say, oh, we French people and the France, we are actually surviving because we are collecting a lot from the African. And let him be courageous enough, because most of the time they don't say that. You won't
They will
hear
never
them
say
say,
that.
we are collecting, we are surviving because of you. No, they won't say that. But then they will be the one to say it is your problem. Well, how do you explain? We have the first raw materials. We do not have factories that are making guns. But how do you explain that the rebels are getting guns? Where are they getting the money to even pay for those? How do you explain? I've seen videos, you might have seen maybe. You say this organization is a peacekeeping organization, and then when their drone get to be on the ground, it was flying, and then they hit it, it get on the ground, you find minerals in there. So how do you explain that? Where is the peace? What does that have to do with peace? So people know. Most of the places, whenever we talk about war and all that, there is always some people behind to create chaos. And then during that chaos, because they don't want to trade normally, they don't want to trade. How do you explain that I am the one with the material, but you are the one fixing the price? For instance, stuff like that. So it's just unfortunate that if I never saw that clip. But I would say that's just unfortunate that our president is incompetent, incompetent of responding. Because some of these, like with politics, it's what? If you don't do what certain people, certain great powers want you to do, then you are out. They will figure out a way on how to, what is the term nowadays people do? To unalive someone. they'll make sure that you're no longer existing.
They cancel you, right?
So there is cancel and making sure that you are not even just canceled, but you don't exist no more and all that. So there's just a lot of things going on. However, it's just unfortunate. But I'm not here to speak as a politician. I am here as an artist, as a patriotic. Like I'm giving my opinion as a patriotic person. It's a patriotic song that I made just to really bring awareness and all that. And we are aware. And also, this generation is very different. The generation of today, people are becoming more aware, more firm, and more decisive. Like our forefathers might have not understood this. We do understand, and this, we are not putting up with it anymore. So people are raising up like that. It might not be today. Today, we might make just a small noise with just a song awareness. At least it helps also people here to know that if you have that comfortable life, it's not just because you are paying tax here. Someone is paying their life there for you to actually have that comfort here, because your government is creating trouble there to give you comfort here. That's how you are being provided that comfort. Most people here are not aware of that. And then when they begin to be aware, they're like, oh, no, this is not bad. Now they can now support. If you see the song I released, you will see that it was now a mixture of even people who are not Congolese who are matching actually in different places, and even Canada. If you look well in the video, yes, you will see. Why? Because they're understanding that, we are having this, we can't do without certain gadgets. But we didn't know that all this is with the blood of a lot of Congolese and all that. So you might think, it's just me. But then the moment you begin, and then someone else, and then that's how it gets big and all that. Yeah, you make an impact.
I have a small question on that. As we talk, we know politicians for sure, we cannot take their part. But we are talking as patriot,
Yeah.
Because we are the one who are suffering the consequences of whatever decision that is made.
Yeah.
Now, according to you, do you think we also somehow responsible for this? Or if we're not responsible, do you think it's a weakness that we have? Because let's say, for example, somebody walk in this room, and we are here, like all of us who are here, the entire team that is here, then that person start commanding us what to do, right? Though there should be somebody who's responsible. Like us, we are responsible for accepting them to command us, or maybe we're just weak, we are so afraid, Do you think that's how you take it, or it's just like, okay, we don't know what's going on in that?
No, I personally, this is just my humble opinion. I think we know what's going on. It's not like we don't know. Because whenever we're not responsible. I'll clarify that. The thing is, we go through a democratic way of electing our leaders.
Yep.
And then before you know it, we are being imposed of a leader because there is maybe some cheating through, votes and all that, the vote process and all that. So it's like every time there is always a game. Like I said before, politics are just a dirty game. There is always lot of doings that will make sure that they like we vote people that sometimes we have people in power that we did not vote, we did not want, and all that. So it's not the fault of the people, and it's not like we're not trying. People are being mobilized to even go to the elections, but sometimes we end up with what we did not even choose, even though we chose, and that's it's just it's
So
chaotic.
that was my question. If we elect this person, we are all convinced that this is the person we elected.
Yeah.
And then tomorrow they bring Eric. Say, okay, no, it's Eric that's you elected.
Yes.
And we accept Eric. Do you think it's a weakness? Or it's because if it's a weakness, then we say, okay, we cannot do anything. They will beat us. How do you correct?
Well, I like it in the question you say, okay, they will beat us. So there is consequences. When people want to speak up, it's like they are being shushed down. Like, okay, keep quiet. This is what we want. So there is now
fear,
use
right?
of force that so they use fear to stop everybody from speaking, because people do speak, but it's like now they are being pushed to do it under the radar and all that. Like, do not be shouting. Do your talking, but that won't take you anywhere, because we have actually set a buffer where this noise will not go, but this is the one that we're giving you. This is what we're doing and all that. It's it's a pity. It's crazy. This world.
Because that was also my question as well.
Yeah.
I wanted to ask if Congo just lacks that unity, because we spoke about unity here a lot.
Last time,
we spoke about unity. We spoke about the community. And some people, came here. We have some guests came here talk about the community, Congo, if they're a little separate or together. But you mentioned the spread fear in people, so they cannot make that noise because the noise won't go anywhere. Now, is it because people are lacking, Congolese are lacking enough effort to show that noise? Because I'll give you an example, when something happened here based on COVID and all that stuff, people were standing up and speaking, the movement going around every time, nonstop.
Yeah.
Same thing
We
with
saw even what the people did with the trucks.
just movement. Same thing with what's happening in the Middle Eastern countries. There's movement going on, and people are trying to make a change. Now, do you think Congo is lacking that? Because it's been ongoing for a long time. Not
I would say partly yes. Somewhere it's lacking, but for some reason recently with everything we've been seeing a little bit, it's like that love is being cultivated back, because we have Congo is very big, mind you. It's very big and a lot of tribes and all that. If you remember the time of the late Muse Kabila, what he did was what? Unifying the whole of Congo. How? He brought people from different provinces and put them one by one, everyone from each province together to begin to cultivate like the whole land. And he came out with some kind of program. But most of the time, it's what? Whenever people are divided, it's difficult to really attain something, to attain a certain goal. People need to be connected and all that. So, because we have this big country where we have some people this side of the country, if we split it into four, because we have 4 national languages. That's how, for me, I see Congo. Like, we have Bakongo, we have Baluba, we have Swahili, and then we have Bangala. So you see? But then if everybody now begins to, it's like, for me, I don't care. I speak 2 of the 4 national languages, but it's like I do not care whether I don't speak that language or not. Whenever I hear this one is Congolese, this one is suffering, that should also impact me. It might not have come straight to me, but if it is there, it's for all of us and all that. So I think we we need more love. The more we get, because even the Bible says, "Love casts all fear." The moment we begin to love each other and come together, we can really stand and say, because we love each other and it is for the profit of one another, and people are like, they'll be willing to die for one another. They'll be willing to go the extra mile for the other person because of love, then something can be really shifted. Yeah.
Okay. So speaking of, what about here in Vancouver? Because we, like you said, some guests come here to talk about Congolese people. What's your take on that? Is it all Congolese are scared to unite together because of their ego of what they think about themselves, or like what's missing between that people of Congo and the
Okay.
community of Congo?
Yeah. Well, that makes me laugh a little bit because we know our realities and all that. Everywhere I've been, even when I was in Zimbabwe and all that,
Yeah.
I've never been in the midst of Congolese most of the time.
So you are one of those who ran away from Congolese, eh?
No, no.
And what?
Otherwise,
Are you one of the
I will not
dividers?
speak about this. You know, sometimes it's not just being in the midst.
Yeah.
When we are in the midst, what are we cooking? What are we coming up with? You know, sometimes we say, okay, I'm traveling to go to Zambia, for instance.
Right.
I want to change. Remember, I'm saying this. I am proud to be Congolese, but then I don't want to bring Congo into Zambia and begin to live like I'm in Zambia and I'm living like I'm in Congo. Everything I want to make it about the Congolese way or stuff like that. We need to build each other up. What ideas are we coming together? When we come together, what ideas and how are we pushing each other forward? How are we helping each other to take a step forward, so that even if we are going different fields, we are still here. We can still embrace each other. We can still support each other. We can still push each other for measure to attain whatever his goal is. As a Congolese, you as a Congolese, you have your own goals, your own. But whenever we come together, we're not just in one place, or we're not just wasting time, but we are pushing each other and all that. So those are the things where we ask ourselves, like, okay, when we unite, what are we trying to achieve? What is the goal here? And how can we even bring this to life and all that? Yes. So it's not like I've never wanted to be in the midst of the Congolese. Sometimes it's more of my scheduling, the things that I have passion for. That happens to be like something that not all the Congolese that are around me I have passion for. Or sometimes those that have the same passion as me, let's say musically, maybe some they do secular music, I do only gospel. So for me, I focus on that. So sometimes coming together, there could be a clash in that sense, for instance. So it's not like, oh no, I'm running. No, I'm not running. We can share certain knowledge of this, of that.
Yeah.
But most of the time for me, I've never found myself in the midst of Congolese. Out here, I know some of them by their faces. Some also, they just know me, like they just see me. And sometimes when I go somewhere, if I don't introduce myself as Congolese, most of the time people don't know that I'm Congolese. But I am always the one to bring it up, like, proudly, I am Congolese. Yeah. Okay.
Right now, if you go to, I'm not going to talk about the entire Africa, but in Congo,
Yes.
believe it or not, almost every young person in Congo right now is dreaming to come either to Canada, Australia, America. It's just a few numbers that will tell you that, bro, I don't care about that. It's just a few numbers, but the majority is dreaming to come here. Now, my question to you is, do you think that's something we could encourage to continue because of the situation in the country? If not, if yes, if you say, okay, no, we shouldn't encourage that, then it means we failed somehow because we came, right? If you say yes, we should encourage it, then who's going to remain with Africa tomorrow?
Yeah.
So I see the
Game is
trickiness in what you are trying to say there, but yes. This is where now, for me, I involve God into what I do and what is my next move and all that, because not everybody is supposed to be everywhere just because they dream to be somewhere. We all have destinies. And God has got a destiny well set for each and every one of us. For me, I never dreamt of coming to Canada. I never. All I ever dreamt of was just to have a better place where I could be established and live life. And then it so happened that in my search for green pastures, I had a way to come here. Now, should we encourage people to come over here? Should we encourage people to stay there? Well, for me, first of all, if you had to ask me, I'm like, right now, I am thinking of how I can invest back, because I know that back home, there is more to make than there is here. People don't know the situation here. The thing is, there is more of that influence that comes with movies and all that, They have shown us only what is good here, what looks good. But Canadians are suffering too. If it was up to them also to make it to Africa, most Americans, most Canadians, they will say, let's go. It's just that they don't have any place where to start. Yeah. So Africans do have the mindset of what have been shown to them. This is how it is and all that. But I have spoken to so many different people here. Not only those who came from Africa to here, but also even Canadians who were born here. Like if it was up to them and they had an opportunity to find somewhere else in Africa, life will be better with the little thing that they have here. It's so much over there. So for me now, encourage you, well, you got to know, I don't know everyone's belief. For me, I believe in inquiring from God on my next step. Where do you see me? Where do I go? And all that. You might wonder, this is just in brackets. I have a lot of music that are ready to be released, for instance. But why am I not releasing? It's not like, oh, I just want to be known or so that people can know that I make music, I do this, or I have sang it well. No. It's more of the guidance that I want from the Lord. So, is every African destined to live in Canada? No. Is every Congolese destined to live in Congo? No. There are people who will leave Zimbabwe and go and have a better life. However, the situation is in Congo, but they will have a better life in Congo than a Congolese. And there are people I've gone to Zimbabwe and I had my little life was somehow better than the life of certain Zimbabweans that were still in Zimbabwe, because situation of the living situations are always different from one person to another. Cool. So for me, I would say seek that from God and see if your destiny, like walk by the ways of the Lord and he will direct your path, as it says in the word of God. So get to know he is the one with the destiny. But if you say you don't believe in God, then you should choose now. We wouldn't encourage you. Wherever you think you are going to be well established, well, always pursue your dreams. Because if that's your dream, because for someone, it's not just I want to live in, some have a better life in Congo, but it's their dream to just come over and stay, and somehow anytime that they choose to go back, they can go back. So it depends upon everyone's few people, but for most people, of course, based upon the situation, the economical situation that they have, it's like, oh, let me run, because I've seen it in movies, and I've seen whenever my brothers go over there, they seem to even their complexion changes and all that. They don't even know that sometimes it's the weather or the lights.
but Do you think now you are thinking about evolving God, when you're trying to think of coming here, do you think the majority of people, when they are trying to decide of where to go next, they really think about that, or it's based on the level of the hunger that they have, the push that they have from life? Do you think they have that same mentality, or you have it because you're already here now, there's no next?
No. If you knew me before here, you will be surprised and you'll be like, this guy has never changed. I'm not one to be like taken aback because, I see a tall building. Oh, I see this beautiful car. Oh, I see people from different races. No, I'm not like that. So that's why I say it depends upon everyone. Of course, the desire, everybody wants a good life. To be honest, we all want it. However, it comes to how whatever authority they surrender to. If they surrender to themselves, they are they control themselves, or they live by their own terms. But for me personally, I've always been like that. I've always been like, God first. If God was to say, it's time for you to go back to Africa because that's where I see you, I will go back because He sees me there. So that's how it works for me.
Gonna go back even with your family, you can tell them to go back with you?
Oh, of course. Because
God
is not a God of confusion. If He speaks to me, He will also be able to speak to my wife. There are so many testimonies where we could say, I had this decision first, and then God had to speak to my wife to convince her, and then she said, like, yeah, we agree. Or He spoke to her first, and then me afterward, and all that. God He is the one even bringing that institution of a family, right? So He cannot come and speak to you as a husband, and then that's not confirming for the wife if she wants Him to confirm. Because if I come and I claim it's God, because sometimes we can come with our ideas and say, yeah, it's God. We don't want to put it on God, because if you're lying, He will put you in the open. But if it's really from Him, He will be the one to convince and give understanding. That's why you were asking me, like, how do you balance family life with music and all that? Yeah. Because she understands. She understands this is not just me wanting to please myself with instruments and all that, but because there's a calling. I have people that I oversee as a leader in church, for instance. I have to learn in order for me to teach them. I'm still learning. I'm not pleased. Like I am pleased. I am grateful to God for the level I've reached, but I want to do more.
Yeah.
So for me to pour into people, I need to first of all acquire that knowledge. So I have to learn and all that. So that's how it works for me and for my
Wow,
house. Yeah.
that's beautiful. Huh?
Man, I have so many questions, man. I had so many questions, but we obviously running out of time a little bit here. That's why, like Major said, we would like to invite you for part two. That's for sure, because
Yeah,
you
that,
got a
that,
lot
that
of
would be
fire
nice.
in it.
Then I would talk deeply into my music and all that,
Exactly.
because this is
This is
just
kind of
a
like an
patriotic thing.
introduction. Yeah.
Just
But
an introduction.
there's a side of
Yeah.
me that is more musical, as you've introduced, that we haven't even talked about.
Yeah, but I wanted to ask you that because you say
Mm-hmm.
you've been to a lot of churches here in Vancouver
Yes.
mostly, and you play instrument there. What advice would you say to churches here and how they are together? Do you think they are, because there's a lot of church that decides to part ways in a way because something might happen, but that also shows bad image to some people, some little kids who might see their future in church and so on. Do you have any advice for that, or how do you see that? Do you have any
Well,
point where you see it?
for Christians who are really rooted in the Word, that there is that understanding that everything is done by the governance or the leadership of the Holy Spirit. So if the Holy Spirit speaks, then you got to definitely go, because, well, how better would we know that this is really pleasing to God? For instance, I will tell you that I was in a church where things were done a certain way, and then I felt in my heart like, okay, we need to change certain things. I bring it up. I'm like, yeah, we need to do this and this and this, and then people say, well, you're not the first one to say this. We've been saying this for years, and I just came here. I'm like, oh, so you've been hearing from God. Actually, God has been speaking through people. You've been hearing, and you did not go with it. Then this is not my place, because you. It's not like you, I want you to listen to me. I want you to listen to the Holy Spirit, because if you are to lead me, you have to lead me by the Spirit, because I want to connect with the Spirit. But if you're leading me by your own understanding, then we are going to go astray. That's how I went off, for instance.
Is that
So
the reason why most people tend to change churches
I
around?
wouldn't speak on behalf of every church. Churches do have their realities and all that. Some would maybe part ways because, well, there was a misunderstanding here and there and all that. I wouldn't be able to, but it's difficult to tell why church would split. There are so many reasons. Some could be maybe management is not really fair, it's not good, or the administration is not doing its right work and all that. And here I didn't know most of the churches. For us, when I came from Africa, I did not know like a church sound. Here, it's work for some. There are some people at church because it's work for them. It's not because they want to be part of the church. It's just because, oh, I have found work here, so they are just working. And some of us, we volunteered. For me, I was always volunteering. So I am there because I am serving God and I'm bringing my gift.
Yes, because
If you choose now to put me on payroll
table.
and all that, that's another talk where we can say, now let's arrange it, okay, and all that. So some people can say, oh, we are paying you, but we are not seeing the change maybe in this department, what we are paying you for. So let's get someone else who can do that. And that could be one of the reasons you will see maybe someone was here before as a pastor, and then now we have another pastor, because they're not reaching out, reaching that target. For pastors, for musicians, so there are things like that. Yeah, some churches, they do have like schools where they can teach music and all that. So if kids are not performing well, for instance, and the teachers are not giving them, so it's like this one is being paid to teach, but people are not growing, kids are not growing. They can say, okay, we choose to change. So that could be one of the reasons why you would see this person used to be here, and if that was like a family church, then if there's no more work, but you can still remain at church, that becomes now gets to be our personal thing, where if someone wants to stay or wants to go and all that. So I could see that as a reason. Yeah.
Well,
Cool.
in part 2,
We're gonna have
we'll
so many things.
discuss a lot more.
I
of
have a
that.
few questions here. Before I ask them though,
Yes.
I remember something. In your humble opinion,
Mm-hmm.
because you've been into so many churches,
Yeah.
you are one of those people who inspire me for churches,
Yeah.
You go everywhere.
Uh-huh.
I want to know, do you believe church paying musician is not a sin? Or
Is this a question for today's part or?
This is for today's part because I know once Jamari is living here, it's hard to get him. You know, he's always busy.
Yeah.
So that's mine. It's not like somebody sent it. You've been in so many churches, you know, and people like us, we come into churches with so many stories.
Yes.
And I want to know, which part are you standing from? And you are a musician, full-time musician. Do you believe, in your humble opinion? No, I'm not saying, do you think churches should pay musicians because it's not a sin? Or musicians should play for free because if they're getting paid, it's a sin?
Okay. So first, I'll start with the second part. If someone is being paid, it's not a sin for being paid if they see in it as work that you're rendering. Mind you, for me to sit down, for instance, for me, it's volunteering work and I love it. I just love to do that. If today my church, for instance, decides to pay me, the happier I will be still. Like, yeah, thank you, I'll receive that. Why? I put in a lot of work to just sit in for meditation alone. In order to select song, we don't just
This is your mic. Yes.
This is a good song. It sounds really great, and let's just put it. No, we don't do that. You sit and you get inspired based upon the theme that the pastor is going to preach. And sometimes we don't even get to know the theme that he's going to get. So we need to hear from God as he's being inspired there to come with a theme. Then our music will match up with that. And thank God he is always on point, because when he's whatever work he's doing with the pastor there, he's doing the same work with us as leaders. And then we do the selection. So I take time to listen to music, to pray, and to do my selection. That's one. And then I have to learn how to play those songs because they're not mine. Someone else sang them. So I am spending all these hours putting in to learn to do this and so forth. And then I have to teach people at church all these vocals, harmonies, and all that I have to teach. And then, all these things. So now, let's say if that is not done well, and in church they say, let's maybe go get a professional person who can teach these people.
They'll pay them, right?
And then we'll pay them. So why not encourage the one who is already doing the work? Sometimes we need to be humble enough and caring enough as well. We need not to take each other for granted. It's a lot of work. So if you can think of someone professional that can come and teach the church so you can bring in good work. If there is already someone who is doing great work as well, why not also have it upon your heart to bless them, even if it's one time? Or you say, well, we have enough. We can still carry this person. He's responsible. He's a father, or he's married, or he is just a student and he's trying to figure his life as well. Instead of you, because some of the people have gone to school. They had to pay for their skills to grow and to play excellently. So who's paying for them then? So is it a sin for them to go pay so they can come and serve? No, if it's not, and where are they getting that money? So that should not be considered as a sin. No.
Wow.
So that is not a sin. Encourage people if you have to encourage them. If you have to put on them on payroll, that's how you organize with them, then fine. Let the person alone decide and say, this is my gift. I want to present it to God this way. But if the person says, me, I'm not coming here, I just need to be paid because I've made it a profession, that's their business with God. God will deal with them. That's none of your business, none of my business. They have decided to make it that way. Because for me, I am self-taught. How many hours do I spend for me to learn? How many times have I gone to people to ask for them to teach me and they did not teach me? So now, if I want to say, pay me, do you know the time I've spent in my alone time, sometimes away from my family? It could be family time, but I'm like, let me try to get this chord. Let me try to get this strumming. Let me try to get this piano, stuff like that. So people, before they become so judgmental, sometimes even when they criticize songs, I'm like, do you know how many hours someone sat down to write a song or to even play so that they can get it right?
Oh, man. Tell me about it.
Jabari,
Yes.
you are helping us right now. I really thank you for that. You are helping so many musicians, but can you help pastors too on the other side? Sometimes it happens, the pastors trying, right?
Yeah.
They are paying you guys.
Yeah.
And then for some reason, the pastor passes in front of people and say, we are doing this. We have to they're trying to give, let's say, for example, tell the congregation how they're spending the money in the church. And they mention the name of the musicians. We're paying even musicians. And sometimes musicians feel bad. Why are you saying that to the people? Can you help musicians also to understand that when they say that it's not bad because they're paying you anyway? Because man, I don't play for free. And I don't care if the pastor passes there and say, we paid Major $100 or maybe it's $50 this month.
Yes.
Even if you do it every Sunday, I'm even happy because it's marketing.
Yes.
You're marketing me that this guy doesn't play for free. So
Yeah.
can you help the pastors too on that side for musicians to understand? Because you're already helping us as musicians right now.
Like to help pastors on how to convey the message, or
Even if they convey it, even if they're saying, because there's always going to be a meeting, like a financial meeting in a church. A church is an organization, right?
Yeah.
And then it shouldn't feel as if the pastor is hiding paying musicians because they will feel bad.
Yes.
Because some musicians are really touchy, they don't want to hear that topic. Like, why you telling people that you pay me? It feels bad because I stand in front of people there. People will feel like, why am I getting paid?
But you're on spot.
Because for the people who lived in South Africa, they know. I lived in places where I will never play in a church where they're paying a singer more than me. That was a principle that we took as musicians. If somebody plays and sing at the same time, that's something else, right? But if you're just a guy with a microphone, we used to call them like the guys with the microphone. If you're just singing, come on, man. And then the pastor pays them more, we feel bad. Now, what I'm trying to tell you to help the pastors is telling your fellow musicians to be understandable, like when this information spill in a church.
Yes, there should not be any shame in anything that is being done.
Yeah.
If that's what the agreement is.
Yeah.
It's I'll give you an example. I live in Langley. The church is in Surrey. So how do I make it from Langley to Surrey? Who pays the gas for me?
Gas for you, yeah.
And all that.
That's for sure.
Gas has gone up, huh?
Jean-Marie is in the house.
It's so my wife was in a church where before, so sometimes what they would do is they will give them gift cards because she not only she would go to church, volunteer, and she was a leader in the church, but she will also take people and take them to their different places where they were staying. So sometimes
that's
as an encouragement, they would just like say, okay, get this so that you can put gas and all that, stuff like that. That's encouraging. But for those that have a contract of like, these are paid musicians, it should be clear, like this is how we organize in church. This is the organization, so that you don't say we're just taking money from you and all that. This is how it is helping. If it's going to help the poor, we say it's going to help the poor. And if it's going to the musicians, are they doing a good job? If they're not even doing a good job, if they're doing a good job, why would you even complain? If they're not doing a good job, say, okay, my money, I don't mind if it's going to musician, but give us some that can do a better job. It's depends from one person to another. There are some who it's like, this is my home church and this is where I am. This is what I decide to do. So I am coming here. Either I'm just a paid person. If someone is mopping in the church and you are paying them, they might not even be part of the church, but they come just to mop. So what should that be a problem? For instance, with just anybody else who's getting paid, if that's the agreement,
Okay.
Man.
Good.
Otherwise, last
so many
thing,
questions.
use your money, send people to music school, let them learn, pay for their school, and then keep them in church without paying for them.
And then they'll run away.
There you go.
Like we did.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is what it's all about. We're leaders here, man, and Jean-Marie is no doubt a leader. So if you enjoy this show and you have any questions for Jean-Marie, make sure you go ahead, comment down below what you want to ask Jean-Marie. But you can reach him on his social medias where you can find him there. We're definitely running out of time, Major. I'm sorry if I cut you off, but what a pleasure it's been having you here on the show, man.
Thank you for having me over.
Absolutely educated us. I wanted to ask you just the last 30 seconds. Could you just play one more song for us if you can, please, possible?
One more song.
Just a little something to
so-
end the
warm
show.
it up.
Right?
Oh, all right. This is my song.
We enjoyed the first one. We got a second half. We gotta do a second half.
Let's see here. So here, this is like a bridge. It says, "Time is coming for those who believe and those who don't know. Time is coming for those who believe and those who don't know. We all see you, we all will bow down, we all will confess. He is the King of Kings. He is coming soon. Time is coming when we will all believe and say, He is the King of Kings."
Wow.
Amen to that. Amen to that. Man. Jean-Marie, thank you so much. Real quick, if you just want to shout out where they can reach you out and where they can reach your music.
Well,
Obviously, they wanna know
my,
for sure.
my full name is my everything. So if you type my full name on Facebook, on YouTube, you get me right away.
Right on.
It's
Yes.
Jean-Marie Bamuhele, right?
Jean-Marie Bamuel. On Instagram, it's at Bamuel, my last name. You get me. On YouTube, it's my full name and all that. And go listen to some good music. There is fire that is coming. I don't like to big myself up, but I am one of the people who know who he is and what he's able to do. And there is so much fire
there you
that
go.
is coming.
Alfred the explanation, man. Thank you guys for tuning in. It's been definitely a great one. On my right side, we got Major with the tough one questions right here today. But what a pleasant it was for Jean-Marie just stepping out here educating us. Thank you so much for having us, man.
Thank you.
If you haven't subscribed yet, don't go and subscribe and share this video with somebody else and check it out. So thank you guys for tuning in for today. We'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out.
Chop chop.
Peace out.